here we are. Sunday, big booby Sunday. What are we looking at? We're going to be looking at the previously reviewed Four Brothers Horseradish. But how? Grace is so freaking hot. How do I like it in the Pabst Blue Ribbon Grillo's Pickles, Mr. Solar? I know he's fighting the urge to go get some. I know he talks a big game, but we all know that he wants to dip his pickle in some Pabst. Oh yeah, baby. And then I don't know if you can. Oh God, it's just. I mean, there's something about her chest that I like. I don't know what it is. May or may not be looking at a couple of fixed blades today. The present EDC is my Workos and my Kershaw. And the Yiddle, the Yiddle Hellcat. I don't have a light for it because the only people that I've seen that make lights for this little guy also charge as much as I paid for the last pistol that I purchased. Okay, so it's a bloody beer. Subtle pickle smell. That's just the beer itself. Cheers. McLean, this one's just for you. Oh, and hemp seed. Baby, hope you're doing okay. Just watched the video where she almost bled out. That's good. Okay, see you tomorrow. Just kidding. Do I have enough to make one more? Because I got 3 beers. I don't do the math. So 3 bloody beers. Okay. Recycling on Tuesday. Far bin. Tanked it. Okay, let's see. Speaking of my girlfriend, Hemseed says my dad had a 1974 Suburban until 2020. It had a bit of rust and a couple of lower panels, but otherwise kicked ass. Around the 90s, though, he opted for Hondas over new Chevys. I approve of that message. Multi-gunman, I'm here, but I'm here. On the right video, Smile Money says, first, being first. Taking it. Okay, where do I start? Far end of the table, maybe? The Omega Skinner, which I'm only showing you because it's still here. This was one that I really liked, the feel in the hand. It's a nice thick piece of metal. The sheath is adequate, but still not my true desire. But I don't have to worry about it because I'm giving this to Poco. So I'm just gonna take this right off the table and throw it in his box, which is right there. I don't know what it is I like about her. Well, I'll just start down here with Stupid and Gaudy. And the only reason that I think I still have this is because I haven't found anyone to torture. Well, it's actually fairly sharp. Stainless steel. We've had it out as a Halloween thing, which if you're going to have stuff out on Halloween and then you might have to use it, make it real. Kind of like the year that I was dressed up like a cowboy with the Ruger 10 millimeter revolver on my side. Remember one kid goes, "Wow, man, that looks real." I go, "Yeah, doesn't it?" Buck knife that my friend Rick gave me. Kind of a classic. I don't even know what model it is. 192. And then since I got a couple of them, one was for me and one was for Christine. A couple of knives that I got from Gun Wild 1 like a decade ago. And they're the ones that if I really wanted to do something different with them, they take a 1911 grip. I had a 1911 gripped knife. That thing was like almost $300 or something like that. But I think did I send that to Rich from the New Jersey clan? Another one that's just so big and stupid, I just can't ever seem to want to get rid of it. Not to mention it was given to me by STL Ray Edwards. And this is definitely a chunk of steel. It's good for putting butter on bread at the campsite. Let's see, one of Christine's that was laying down here. Her M48. Well, that reminds me. I was in the middle of going to the safe to make sure that because if I don't show it, I know you know who will be all over me. And I ended up turning the camera on and completely forgot about it. A Smith & Wesson dive knife. I have a couple of these. Be a good... I don't know about, I mean, it's not like, I mean, I wouldn't mind going diving, but for me, it's more than likely, you put it in a vehicle and you got a pry tool, and I wouldn't want to be stabbed by this. So before we get to talking, and I completely forget, I have to get one of my favorite fixed blades. And I got this from Jolson. And I usually put this on the M16 wink wink replica. Except for this is not a replica, and it's the real deal. You know what would be cool, but I don't think nope. I was going to say the grenade launcher, but the grenade launcher doesn't have the accommodations for a bayonet. But an authentic Colt, and it's in excellent shape. I think I've tried sharpening this. Could use a little bit more, but this thing's badass, and I very much appreciate the gift from Jolsini. Rich says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Smile Money says 3 seconds. Salty. I learned a long time ago that there is something worse than missing the goal, and that's not getting naked. Maya Ham. Okay, where was I? A knife that I will never. Maybe someday I'll listen to Wade and in his world fix it. But a charade, the charade C or SCHF 36. This is a big hunk of steel, and what Wade doesn't like is he doesn't like the coating on there. I mean, I don't give a shit. This was a gift from AJ Gun God 556, and I just think it's kind of badass. And it comes with a sharpening stone. It comes with a ferrule rod and a scraper with the ferrule rod, which I don't know why. With all that blade there. I mean, I know I've never scraped it across it because, I'm anal retentive and I want it to continue looking nice. And I can't remember if this is the one from Justin's wife, Samantha. Got a couple of these, but it might be. This, which used to be Ed's. And one of you actually sent it to me, and I was like, maybe you should have kept it. It's not an expensive brand. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't make a difference if it cost 50 cents or $5,000. It was from Ed, and or was Ed's, and for that, it just makes it very special. Recently, I got the Tactica, which is the fixed blade, kind of like the fixed blade version of one of my favorite nipples. I mean, flippers. I guess technically it kind of looks more like the latest one, but I do like the curve of this blade as opposed to the other ones. Kind of like, should we do a tanto tip or should we do? Yeah, let's just do rounded. But one thing I love about this is the sheath is the design for which I like. And it was out of the box. It wasn't like something that I had to take apart and make it this. This is what all of them should be. The where it hangs on you should be level with your belt so it doesn't stab you in your ribs. And then this, I believe, was from Hector. A Holtzman, one I did modify and make the sheath ride the way I wanted to. Jolson, say what you want. I don't give a shit. I like the way their knives feel in your hand. I like the thickness of the blades that they use. This one's 1095, so a little bit more than D2, but I love D2 steel. It's something that holds up pretty well, and I can actually put an edge on it without wondering what the hell. I think this one was the Hornet. Also feels great in the hand. A little bit thinner on the material. Again, like the liners, just D2 steel. This sheath has not been modified by me yet. And if I get one of those bored moments, it needs to be. Well, that's why that one's that way. I was like, why is that one flipped upside down? Because the ferrule rod won't do its thing. Again, a scraper, a ferrule rod, the Hornet from Holtzman Survival. I can't remember if this was my first Glock or was the G26 my first Glock. Either way, the only thing I've ever thought about doing to this is sending it off to Pete. Well, actually, I don't think I even have to send it off to Pete. I think Pete makes a Kydex for this guy, but it's not like I carry it much anyway. Last one was cute, mainly because they're nipples. This one's got eyes that would make you write bad checks. And cheers. By the way, in case you were wondering what it's like living where I live, yesterday it was I think we maxed out at 80, 84 degrees. Today, right now, I don't even know what it's at right now. When I came down here, it was 41, 42. I got 42 degrees, and we're supposed to get up to 3 inches. Um, Tonight, I think by Tuesday morning of rain. Smile Money, my house came with doors. I know if I drilled a hole in a new door, I would need another door. Don't sell yourself short, Smile Money. I think about all the shit that I didn't know how to do 16 years ago when I started flipping houses. And see, the problem is at what level would you, like, for instance, around here, I'll take on anything around here to not have to pay someone else to do it. Now, if someone calls me and says, would you like to do ceramic tile in my shower? No. Would I do it for me? Hell yeah, I'd do it for me. I've done a lot of tile. I've always done it in a scenario where it wasn't going to cost me if I effed it up. So, yeah. Okay, next. As far as a design of a knife, and as I've already pointed out, I have fixed this one, and I also actually left the this guy on here so that if I wanted to, I could scout carry this. But this is the Warthog from Holtzman, and this is one of my favorite knives as far as a fixed blade goes. Very, very thick steel. Again, D2 steel. Wade, no obnoxious coating on the blade. It is extremely sharp. And yeah, if I were to recommend a fixed blade to somebody, Tom, like when you asked, and I haven't actually carried this one, so that's why I just didn't throw this out there. But as far as right now, if I had to run from the basement and never to return, which of these fixed blades would I grab as I ran out of here? It would be my real steel, which we'll get to, my favorite, and probably this guy, because overall it offers so much. The Warthog from Holtzman. I just think it's just a badass blade. Another blade that holds sentimental value, and if God himself called and wanted this, he'd have to come take it from me. First of all, these K-bars have really gone up in price. Second, this particular K-bar was a gift from Bill, Mr. 45 Bullet. Since how I managed to spill a quarter of a container of Ballistol, I figured I might as well use this as an opportunity to properly wipe down this. Still remember the day that Pete called to tell me that we had lost Bill. If any of you have ever had the opportunity to interact with Bill, Mr. 45 Bullet, he was a man. God, he was like, what, 6 something. We went to want to mess with him, but he was just honestly a heart of gold. And this means everything to me that I received this from him. Never got the opportunity to get together with Bill, shake his hand. Thankfully, Pete had the opportunity to get together with him. Smile money. No, I would not want to know the exact date of my demise. You know, I never think of myself as being old. I remember old people growing up, and that isn't how I view myself. The countdown clock would ruin the time that you had left. I agree. Cheapo Gun Guy says ditto. Macho, multi, mega, and mega. Macho Biden! Macho Biden! Macho Biden! I guess I have a few of the extremely large knives. Actually, I just recently gave a couple of them to Christine. I guess if I wanted to, I could have grabbed those, but I did not. The spear from Doug Macarta through Battle Box. Just something that I don't know. There's nothing I like about it, but yet would I get rid of it? I don't know. The spear from Doug. Oh, and it even comes with its little tool on here. I'm not even sure what the frickin' tool even does, because the only there's the 2 screws on the grips. Was there something about what's under this grip that I missed in the video? J-Dog asking for a friend. Huh. So I got that one. I got of course, the big badass one. The Condor. I have not used this yet, but I would like to find out if this one... the last one that I had that I thought I would not want to get rid of it, and then using it once, I was like, I don't want this piece of shit, because every single time you made impact, the vibration in the handle was so freaking bad that it literally hurt. This is the El Salvador, and just to free up some space, I'm going to put this back where it does permanently reside, hanging over here, so that if I actually needed it, I have access to it. Okay, El Salvador. Just recently received this from Williamson, and this is another one that I'm really looking forward to giving a try. First of all, I like the fact that the actual sheath for it hangs very low. So does the Condor. But this one, they basically bragged about its ability to handle the vibration. And it comes like that one folder that I have from Artist and Cutlery, where everyone's like, did you break the blade? See, I already broke the blade. And then I filed it off and contoured it and then recoated the blade. So the Rock Shock. So might get the opportunity to give this a try sooner than later, but this is another one that I just kind of like everything about it. Good something to bring, have with my the bag when going up to the shack and shit like that. I'll continue this way. This one, which I also fixed the sheath and made it so that it was a little bit better. And this one's just kind of made it so that you could just pull it over it. No snap required. This is the one that's got the kind of a built-in skinner in it. I've had a couple of these, but I like the grips. I like the way they look. I like the Slimer green liner. And obviously I liked it because it was one of the first ones I redesigned so that if I wanted to carry it, it was more carryable. Another one that I really like, but I hate the grips, and now after trying to get the grips off of this, I think I've actually stripped it so that this one is going to stay like this forever, I guess, unless I were to drill these out and start over again. I wish they were a little beefier and a better color. Other than that, this was one that, if you've been with me for more than 5 seconds, you know that when I originally watched the video, I was like, there is nothing I like about that. And then as soon as I got it in my hand, there was like, yes, I love this thing. I've actually considered bringing it upstairs and using it for cooking. And I guess I can if I want to, because I own 2 of these. Another one from Holtzman. Just a great big chunk of frickin' metal. 1095 high carbon steel. Again, I fixed it so that it's a proper hanging spot on its sheath, ferrule rod, striker, and then of course I just recently got the Lava Line, which is basically the exact same knife but with different grips and the same steel. So if I really said, you know what, I think I'd rather carry this than that, these sheaths are, because the blades are identical, the sheaths are identical. So there's, at this point in time, I can't carry them both at the same moment in time. So I figured there was no reason to alter this. This would also make a badass scout knife. That's not a knife. This is a fucking knife. That is a nice couch. God, I'd love to plant my ass in that couch. Speaking of scout carry, what is this? The third one of these I've had, because I'm like, I am never going to get rid of that. I really like that. Okay, I'll send it on. Just love the grip. Love the red liners, the gray, the blade, extremely sharp. The sheath, nice thick leather, the red stitching on it. I mean, it is pretty much exclusively set up to be scout carry. I mean, belt. I mean, my belt wouldn't fit through there. I mean, I guess if I took this one off of here, I'd have the belt loop work, but it would also be riding high, and I despise that. But this was a badass knife. Just received this condor, the clinch. And I have this condor. I don't remember what the hell this one even is. The SIP. SIP. when size matters. So let's see. I have right now 3 condors measuring from roughly 7.5 inches, 14 to 16 inches, and a couple feet. One of my favorite neck knives. Still don't know what happened. A little patch has fallen and has gone to the Never Never Land. These, believe it or not, this thing is $200 or more. But it is badass. I mean, if nothing else, you could take it off your neck and probably just swing it and hit someone in the head with it and knock their ass out. But it also, I think in its original box, which I have somewhere, you can do the whole on your side, or I don't know. I liked it as a neck knife. I just think it's badass. I think it's extremely badass. Having said that, the one that battles back and forth to which one of my neck knives am I going to carry with me is this one. And this one's sick. I love this one. Just usually carry this one because I'm usually carrying a neck knife because I might be in a scenario where I probably shouldn't have the gun, which usually never stops me. But it's also less printing because it's thin, unlike this one here that's the size of a pineapple. Oh yeah, Miss Hun. Cobra, yes, I want to know because knowing is half the battle. Din says the other half is extreme violence. Cobra, my 50th came and went a few days ago. No cake, no candles. No one threw me a party or took me out for dinner. Hashtag blessed. What? I'm sorry, Cobra. Belated happy birthday. Shouldn't you have popped up in my... Oh, I don't know. Facebook hates me more and more, so not much pops up. Cheapo Gun Guy says, if married, change wife. If not married, get married. Get new friends. Happy belated birthday. Happy now? Mega and MAGA. Smile Money says a half century mark. Happy belated birthday wishes. Yes. So if I didn't send you something on Facebook or whatever, I apologize. So happy birthday. Cobra says H5. H5. H5 is a hit. Smile Money. My mechanical skills are fix one thing and break two things. My dad was a mechanic. Let's say he would give me about 5 seconds before he would take the wrench out of my hand. Laugh out loud. Oh. Cheapo Gun Guy subcomments. I know the feeling, brother. That's how I became a flashlight holder. Multi. Mega. MAGA. And Smile Money says back to him, that and a tool fetcher. Laugh out loud. Cheapo Gun Guy. Being bored is the price we pay for not being insane. MAGA. John says, indeed. Mr. Solar. Then John says, thanks for the birthday wishes, sir. You're welcome, John. And then he says, don't forget the turmeric. Yeah, I haven't had any of that since I was out with you. Okay, where do we leave off? Blah, 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 blah. Turning the corner. A Battle Box exclusive. Sheath is not bad, and kind of a cool little design. So Russ Kramer design, Anchorage, Alaska. And of course the little Battle Box symbol up there. Up there, yeah. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Yeah, so I've offered this to a couple people and everyone have passed on it, and so far I'm not disappointed that that's the case. Also recently received, also badass, those knockers, is the Cleaver. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of this. There's this, the Cleaver. Show us your Cleaver. Again, a nice scout carry. I might even take this upstairs and maybe try wearing this tomorrow. Another neck knife is the, actually, take that back. I converted this one over to being, I put this inside a couple of belt loops so that when you give her a tug, it was called the Scalpel from Holtzman. I really wanted the titanium or the stainless shiny version of it, but that one was always sold out, so I got this one. But yeah, also can be a neck knife. Still could, I guess. No reason. It almost died right there. Holy shit, you see that? I should have some alcohol. Another neck knife. This one's all set in case you have to start fires. Little ferro rod action. And sharpening, which is almost just seems like it should be punishable by death. But I guess if you're out in the middle of nowhere and that's all you have. D2 steel, Tanto style. Exact same color as the highlights of my case for my phone that I am just discussing this with you on. She's hot. Another one I've had the opportunity to adios a few times, and yet somehow I've kept it. It's actually kind of cool, so I'm kind of still glad I have it. There's all sorts of things about this guy. It's got the 1/4-inch drive wrench on it. It's VG10 steel. It is sharp. It has a whistle built into it, supposedly. Wow, whistle sucks. Oh, okay. Evidently, if I turn it sideways and blow it, settle down, McLean. And on here, sharpening, ferro rod, and I can't believe there's not a bottle opener on here. This is a useless piece of shit. Not exactly sure about the clip they have on here. I mean, belt loop. I work for a belt loop. The problem is you'd be tugging it in the opposite direction. It's almost, see, that's like when I did the other one, I turned it around backwards. So as you go to pull it, there's zero chance you're going to get the sheath with it. This one, unless I have it on my weak side, it's actually be on my strong side, but weak side, whatever, you get it. It's yeah. Oh no, they have that shit covered actually. Sorry I blew up. There's a tab on the end here that would make it so that your belt loop would not build a... I might have to bring this upstairs to carry it. Good Lord. I know, I have issues. I've had a couple of whoops. Now, let me tell you, if I won the lottery, yes, I know, smile money, here we go, hang on. Wooks, which I have this one. I had a Tanto. I offered the bad boy. There's this one and then the Tanto one. And I asked Lily which one she'd like sooner than later, and she liked the Tanto, so I sent that one to her. Now, Wooks, if you go look, do a search for WOOX, Wooks, they make a bad-ass chassis for the 7 Psalm. But you're talking about $2,500, but they specialize. I mean, you want to see some beautiful options for AK-47s, AR-15s, all done up in wood. But this little guy, this would make a great scout carry. But this sheath would not be the option for that. But yeah, it's a nice little knife. I remember more than once saying that if they made this knife in a, like, the next size up, that would be badass, like that. Another one recently received from BattleBox, and I have no intentions on getting rid of it. And it is another Russ Kramer design. Love this. Little small on the grip, but overall, just a badass blade. And it'll ride low, so. Okay. Decline. Let's talk about lock back set unsub. Lock back set. Klein, I'm tired of you and your 2 3/8 crap, Eric. Klein, happy birthday, Mr. Solar. And belated happy birthday to Cobra. It's Ooh, this one might be the beefiest one yet, but that's okay. We're using the right glass to pull this off. Nice, but I'd pass. Now if I just remember to notice who's up next. Yeah, well, kind of a break even. Told you I like Williamson. Showed you the Rock Shock. This is another one that, to me, is the perfect carry blade when I'm carrying the Smith & Wesson Performance Center, because the grips on that are almost the exact same color as these. This is a badass knife, very sharp. The sheath is well made, don't get me wrong. Yes, like to paddle that pickle. Then back to my most carried fixed blade, maybe amongst this particular group of knives, maybe my only carried fixed blade, is the my one from Real Steel. And as you can see, it gets used, and it's still Still sharp. Is it sharp enough to shave? Because I look like I have a Wookiee patch going on right here. Yes, it is still sharp enough to cut. Just a... Oh, you know what? I want another knife that I cannot seem to own very long before I end up giving it to somebody, and it's upstairs in my bug out bag with Alice. So I forgot about another knife. There's multiple things in there. That's the Gerber LMF. That's just a full-on. But just look at the steel that they throw on these. But Tom, you were wondering about a fixed blade. There is a lanyard loop. I don't know exactly what it'd be like to try to get something in there, unless, of course, you took the grips off for a moment. But this is real steel. Just has some awesome knives, and this one I carry. This one was the catalyst to starting it all, because I did not build this. They did. And it also does come with the ferro rod, which I've never scraped. Klein, did you just shit? McLean, get a butt maker to mortise out for hinges. Oh. Oh, God, yes. Okay. Thanks, McLean. Bad says, evening, Captain. Evening, Bad. Nice arse. Paul from PA Brew News. Cheers, all. Love La Chouffe. But never had this one. If you see it, Paul, please give that one a try. Matt Davis. Matt, should I have a big swig of beer? Matt says, yep. God, Matt is just always so right. What about that ass, Matt? Yep. Okay. MC the Addict says, cha-cha-cha. Then she says, if you think about versions of self are long dead continuously. Don't try to pull your quantum physics shit on me. Smile money. One child gets knives, the other gets guns. Wait. That does not sound like equal distribution. That is the way it is, though, Smile Money. And with them, it's even though they don't talk to each other, it's a well thought out balance. I'd like some ice cream. Over to the last two, couple of Syzyvies. I remember, is this the Cloud Peak or is this the other one? The Cloud Peak. Another knife that I love. It came with the lanyard on it. Oh, excuse me. It's got a nice thick feel to it. If it was greasy and rainy or whatever, it'd probably be kind of slippery, but I don't care. I love this blade. It's a lot like the profile of the Warthog. Syzyvie. Another, I would say, well-made, affordable knife company. And the last one, I don't remember what this one even is, the Elementum. And if I had to give one of these up, it'd be a tough call. Again, comes with the lanyard. It's got a, I don't know if that's micarta or a G10 grips to it. Not as beefy, but still feels good in the hand. Also extremely sharp. I love their blades. And I guess what I like about the two of them is they're similar, but yet they're different enough that if you were to go, which one would you keep? Which one would you get rid of? You know what? I don't even know. I know I don't like the I don't like the setup on it. Could be a scout knife though. Okay. Hang on, let me try something. So try the old pause thing. Because I can't create two files and go straight from the phone. So, okay. Wade, I think you don't like Southern Comfort. It's kind of the point, just saying. Oh, no, thanks for pointing that out, Wade. I didn't realize I didn't like Southern Comfort. Tom, Eric, what's your 3 favorite self-defense rounds? Pistols only, please. Probably my most carried Hornady XTP, because my brother-in-law loads me 49 10 millimeter 44 Magnum 357 Magnum. I like the Hornady XTP because as of right now, it feeds in everything that I would normally have it in, which is a good thing for me to point out. If you are switching up your carry ammo, as much as it hurts, I just like David does, Mr. Brown. If you're gonna carry some ammo, you might start off by buying 2 boxes, and at a bare minimum, shoot 1 box up at the range to make sure that there's no issues with your gun. Because I have had issues. Case in point, a round that I really like what it does. I would put this on the list, Tom. It's the Grizzly round. And when it opens, oh, I do have one. This round ends up inside of you looking like that. It does massive amounts of damage. And these are not rounds that I was like, oh, here. This was from my buddy Jay, who doesn't talk to me anymore for whatever reason. Jay, Desert Gold Jay, JR10 Desert Gold. He sent me a whole bunch that he shot into gel and then sent to show me, because he's also the one that sent me 9 millimeter and 45 APC in these Grizzly rounds. And that is Grizzly. Now, having said that, why I always say, make sure that you get out there and you shoot it to make sure that it performs. Here's one of my own test rounds, a Hornady XTP round out of a 40 cal. And this was the 3rd box of drywall mud. You can buy drywall wood boxes. It's still all ready to go, blah, blah, blah. It made it through 2 boxes, and I found this in the 3rd box. And this was a Hornady XTP round. I would say for me, number 1, just because of my brother-in-law loading them for me, Hornady XTP. Second, and because I have it in 9 millimeter and 45 ACP, is the Hornady self defense rounds. They had these out for a while in the zombie round, which was just a Slimer green ball in there. And that's just to keep it from plugging up as it starts to go through to help it expand. Necessary? I don't know. 3, Spear Gold Dot. I have been telling Mikey that if he gets the opportunity, I am a huge fan of at least how this looks. Now, I personally don't have any examples of the Spear Gold Dot for expansion, but it looks like a frickin' soup can. And he loaded me up a bunch in 44 Magnum, which is what I have in my 629 Deluxe. And then one particular round was loaded right to the limit for hotness. And that's if I ever have to use that as a defensive round of my 6 shots, that's the first one that leaves the gun. I have it timed so that if you pull the trigger, that comes to the top. If you pull the hammer back, that's the one you know how a revolver works. But I would say Hornady XTP, Hornady Personal Defense, and Spear Gold Dot. Those are there's also Lawman, several of my carry guns, like I know the HK Tactical has been loaded in a staggered mag. It's a Lawman or a Hornady XTP followed by a 125 grain full metal jacket. So the thought is, if for some reason someone is coming at you in a car or there's glass involved, you've got one round that would be a defensive expanding round, but the next round, if needed, is a penetrating round. And I have them staggered 18 rounds in that magazine, every other one. Nice Napilii. Wade, I don't want to know when I'll pass away. I can't change it, so why worry about it? It's a lot about gas prices. You can't change those either. That is true. And the last comment 2 hours ago, actually, 57 minutes ago from when I started this, and it's 57 minutes exactly. Happy birthday, Mr. Solarwitz. Okay. I know amongst one person, John Solarwitz, do I like Pabst Grillo's pickle beer used as a Bloody Mary alternative? The hell yes. On the scale, well, of course, I'm also using Brothers Horseradish, which I said I really liked. I think I gave it an 8 or an 8.5. This is, as a combination, I give it a 10. The Pabst is the perfect beer already because I was using it as a mix out at John's. And now the pickle flavor. Now they are very, very authentic and very light on the pickle. It's the best pickle flavored beer that I have had. So yes. 3 of you in the club. The Ninja Double Naked Sunday Club. Smile Money says, cheers, clubbers. Is this weekend over? I am tired. Few hours left. Take a knee. Rich says, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Rich. Let's go check the actual video. She's got a either real intimidating face or a really, really down to earth. One of two things is going to happen. It's either going to go well or you're fucked. Okay, sort by newest first. See if anything's been stolen from me. Matt Davis. Why, Matt? Matt said B9. And it was hidden. B9. Good God. B9 is a hit. McCline, this episode was too butch. Lighten up a little. Okay, I'm sorry. Accommodated. And that's it. Okay. Let's go back and check the club one last time before I hit the button. All right. Cheers, guys. I highly if you like Bloody Mary and beer together, and you like pickle, but there's a point for which you would no longer like pickle. I like subtle pickle flavor, and that is perfect. And the Four Brothers horseradish made it was just awesome together. So. Okay, more than likely, I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.